I'm not choosing my friends anymore. I just have to open the Google Maps and see where people are.
Hey, it's Sarah, and welcome back to Travel Like You. It's time to meet Renata. She's a 30-something cinema buff and self-described lover of change. And she really means it. She's found a home in making big moves, first from Brazil, then to France, to Thailand, and now back again. We talk about navigating those transitions, what and who makes the world feel smaller, and honestly, a pretty sketchy way to get a visa. The last thing is, this episode is extra special because it almost didn't exist. Not only was I powering through an illness while recording, but then we spent 2 weeks troubleshooting my corrupted SD card. Shout out to Thomas for the IT help, by the way. Luckily, we got almost the entire recording back, plus I got to add a little alternative ending to make up for it. Enjoy! Hey Renata.
Hello.
Welcome to the podcast.
I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy you're here.
This is great.
And to all the listeners out there hearing my voice, yes, this is Sarah. I am just on the tail end of a cold while Renata just happens to be visiting Bordeaux. And I couldn't let this opportunity pass me by. I had to interview you. I had to have you on the podcast here in person.
This is great. We talked about that the first time 2 months ago, I think.
I know.
Yeah.
Whenever you sent me a message, I was like so excited. I couldn't wait for you to get here. And it just so happens I got a little under the weather, but it's okay. We're doing it. We're here, and I can't wait to get started.
I'm really happy, really excited.
So, for those of you who don't know you, could you please introduce yourself?
Sure. So I'm Renata. I'm a Brazilian. Grew up in Brazil, lived there until 22 years old, and then I moved to France. I work with cinema, video, podcast production, so very funny actually to be here because I'm usually on the other side. And not even interviewing, just behind the camera.
Yeah.
So I'm the silence part of it. But it's great to be here. And I worked with video, cinema my whole life actually. Started doing that when I was 12 years old, 12 years old, playing with the computer and then editing videos for like birthday of friends.
Oh, yeah.
Then eventually like weddings.
Oh, so cool.
And then, lived in France for 7.5 years.
Yeah, wow.
And then finally Thailand. Wow. And now, switching back to Europe, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's really excited, really happy.
Awesome. And not only that, but you and I met a couple of years ago randomly. And then this is the second time we're ever seeing each other again. Yeah. But I've learned so many things about you just in, rediscovering you on your visit back to Bordeaux before you make your final transition back to Europe. You're an author, right?
Yes,
You've done some incredible things. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, sure. No, it's funny. And I'm happy also that we're sharing this now because I also learned more about you actually as we were like long distance seeing each other in Instagram and all of that. And it was really great to see your work also. I was really like identifying to all of that and to all those people that you brought it here to.
Thank
so, I always loved to write. That was always also like my great passion, but it was that kind of passion that you do kind of like in secret, so you're always like very intimate about it, and you're like, oh my god, you're gonna read my notebook, like what is going on. So finally when we were doing COVID and I was finishing my master's here in France, and then I just got my old notebooks and went through it and changed some stories a little bit and decided to publish the book, which was luckily published by a publishing house in Brazil. And they also published it in Portugal. But it's in Portuguese. So unfortunately for some of my friends that only speak French or English, it's kind of hard.
I would love to read it, but I don't speak Portuguese.
Like some, I even did some small translations just to send it to them because they were like, oh, just to give an idea. But that was really exciting for me to do that. I never thought it was going to publish a book, but it's very close to my heart, and it's short stories book.
And what is it called?
A Mentirosa, so the liar. But very honest on that.
Too funny. Well, hey, we'll let people discover it. Hopefully, if we can get some translations. You do speak many languages, if I'm not mistaken. Right? You speak Portuguese, English, obviously, French, Spanish, right? And
German trying, right?
And we'll find out why in just a bit. We'll find out why. But so that is such an incredible, start, right? Around 22 years old, you're moving to France. I moved here when I was 24, 25. We talk about it a lot on the podcast. It's such an adventure. It's such an adventure, and it's not easy. It's not easy whatsoever.
No, it's not easy. I don't think there's a easy way for any change. Actually, I think that everything that is new is very scary. So I like to use this traveling and living abroad experience to show myself that I need to accept change, because I think that that's how we can evolve in life in general. Like when we start getting older and we see our body changing, our way of thinking, our energy even, or things that we want. Sometimes we're like, I don't know, I always say that to people that know me well in Brazil. It's funny to go back after and be like, oh my God, these people look at me with those eyes, because this is based on everything that they knew about me until I was 20 years old. So it's kind of, for them, it's like they stop there, and when I come back, we spend like 3 years sometimes without seeing each other. And then it's kind of this thing of catching up, and I'm saying things that like in the past I just said, I'll never do that. And now I arrive and I'm like, yeah, actually I just did that. And it's so natural, because I just, you kind of detach yourself about this idea that you made of yourself. And I think this gives a lot of power on that sense, of
For
just
sure.
accepting it. And and sometimes contradicting yourself. Yeah, a lot actually.
Definitely.
And it's great. It's so good.
Yeah, because we all grow and evolve, and we have to sort of put aside our own preconceived ideas of ourselves, let alone the rest of the world, when we're seeing things for the first time and doing things
and I think
we never thought we'd do.
Exactly. And when you just arrive in a new place and you can observe people that live there, because that's the thing. Like I like to say that when I arrive in a new place, I really shut up and listen, because I don't know. Like, I don't know how people behave on that place, or how we should speak louder or not so loud, or how do you actually move, how you perceive people. Like I know some countries, they don't like you to touch them. Like I'm from Brazil, so of course I want to hug and kiss everybody. That's normal for me. Like I just see people and I just start and they're like constantly like getting back, especially in Asia, So for me, it was funny just to see those little details, but they change everything with the interaction that you're having. And it just like allows yourself to have these different little profiles that you can get from your hard drive and adapt, but still being you. So it's, I think it's crazy to play with that even.
It really is. Yeah. Because I know I go home and I don't necessarily always feel like my life in France existed. Sometimes when I go and I see my family in Florida, or I see my family in Canada, I revert almost back to the things that I saw and felt when I lived over there. And then I have to check myself and go, hey, wait, I'm a new person.
Exactly. The jump is so big, right? And especially with languages too. I know that I impersonate a character in English. And when I go back to Brazil and I speak Portuguese with certain friends, I'm another kind of person. My humor is different, my way of saying things, the tone, of course, where you're placing your tongue, where you're putting the air out, like all those things just like allowed you to be so like versatile and I think
you're not really just one person.
No,
you're who you are with the people that you're surrounded by.
Exactly.
And there are different versions of you in different stages of your life, for sure. And you've had so many different stages already of your life in such a short amount of time. And before we jump into all of that, we have to do one very important thing, and that is begin with the no context story.
Oh my God. Yes.
What's your no context story that you may or may not decide at the end of this episode to share all of it with us?
All right. So my known context story is even without context for me. I went to Malaysia, gave my passport to a strange man, and on the next day, he came back with it and with a visa to Thailand. So, I mean, whoa.
It seems like there's information that even you are missing, yes.
It's even hard for me to say it out loud because like I'm also trying to put the facts
Pieces together. Okay. Well, so we really don't know if we'll get the full story or not then, huh?
No,
all right.
No.
Jesus. Okay. Well, all right. We're going to have to check back in on that one. Getting back into this journey of yours, right? Lots of transitions, lots of moving from one place to the next. So when you first came to France, tell me what was that like?
Yeah. First time I came to France, it was in 2017, December. And I always wanted, it was my dream to speak French. I studied cinema. So of course we had a lot of French cinema. Nouvelle Vague and all those cinema movements that we learned. And I loved French cinema. And I had this dream of watching a French movie without subtitles. So I said, okay, I have to go to France.
Yeah, for sure.
And for me, the way to do that without spending much money and kind of doing it fast was being an au pair. So basically, I don't know if everybody knows, but being an au pair is you're kind of a nanny and you go to the country that you choose, live with the family, take care of the kid, and then you get to learn the language by speaking it every day, living the culture, and also doing some language class. So basically, that's how I ended up in Bordeaux. Again, my goal was Paris because when you say France, you know, like for me, it was like I could see the Eiffel Tower, you know, like I'm sure I'm going to live in an apartment. I'm going to look at the Eiffel Tower, you know, in the morning. So, and then I had like just this image. But then I found a family that was in Bordeaux. And then, well, crazy enough, I came to France with $1,000 cash in my socks. And no credit card, no, you know, I didn't have any internet connection, so impossible to tell my family where I was on the trip, how I was going. So I just had like the plane ticket to Paris, and then I had to get a train to Bordeaux.
Yeah.
Which in theory sounds great because I was like, I speak English, so, you know, with English you can go wherever in the world. This is great, like, right? Everybody speaks English in the world. Yeah, and then I arrived in Paris and I discovered that no, parle que français. It was a huge shock to me.
Yeah.
To even get from like the airport to the train station without like losing my mind because I couldn't really access internet or anything. I was really scared, but
no translation possible.
No translation.
Just, you know,
so
flying by
like,
the seat of your pants.
Exactly. But I'm very neurotic, let's say, about trips. So of course my train was like, I don't know, 8 hours after my plane landed because I was afraid I was gonna miss the train.
Yeah.
So of course I waited like 6 hours in the train station.
In Montparnasse. I've done that before because I'm so terrified of landing and not making it to my train, or for God forbid some reason my plane is delayed and
a grève,
and then you can't get reimbursed and
yeah, exactly. So I was just like, you know what, let's just not play with that. I'd rather just stay there, read a book, whatever, and wait. So of course I waited 6 hours and I came to this guy that worked in the train station and I asked, excuse me, sir, I cannot see my train. Where is he gonna leave? And he just looked at me in that very French way and was like, comment je peux savoir? Il est trop tôt encore. So like, it's very early. I don't even know. And I was just like, oh my God, now I have to say sorry for the next 6 like generations of his family, because he was so like offended.
Oh my God.
Anyway, yeah.
It's so true. And you didn't know any better, but you were there to learn the language. I'm sure you were very polite, but yeah, sometimes you fall on the wrong person who's just going to be like, I don't know, and I don't care.
Exactly.
I'm not here to help you. Learn my language, and then I'll help you.
Exactly. Which, of course, doesn't translate to all French people
definitely
here.
not.
But it just falls right into that cliche that I heard before, And also another interesting thing that I've heard is that I came as an au pair, and I had an au pair agency. And they told me like, so you chose France, right? And I said, yes. Because normally people choose US in Brazil. Because they already speak English. They just want to speak a little better. Also go to the US. So it was very like a US oriented, the agencies in general in Brazil. So it was quite of like, even my family were like, oh, like France? But why? Why French? Anyway, and on this agency, they told me like, so now you're gonna live there with them, and I have to tell you, maybe ask for the family if you can shower every day.
What? Oh, this is the stereotype. Oh my God.
And
what?
I was like,
even the agency thought this?
What? The agency thought this. So if the agency told me that, I was like, maybe I should really ask the family,
Oh my goodness.
Luckily, I didn't, because they would just think that I came out of a hole somewhere in
under
the
a
world.
rock. Oh my God. Because yes, apparently if you're listening and you don't know what we're talking about, it is something, I guess, in popular culture, especially in the past. But for whatever reason, French people are both known for having very nice perfumes, but also simultaneously for stinking.
Yeah, because actually this is connected.
Okay.
So it apparently they started to have good perfumes because they wouldn't shower so often. And also, if you see like old apartments in Paris, you have the shower separated from the apartment.
Oh,
so
yeah,
before you
true.
had like one shower per floor.
It's true.
So it's just kind of this thing. Anyway, of course, we know that today that, French people, they shower.
Everybody showers, guys.
Yes. We hope.
Yeah, well, on an individual basis, we don't know. But as a culture, French people are clean.
Yes. But it was just surprising to me to see how this, moving to another country, you can get so many wrong information from so many different sources. So it's hard to be ready,
Oh my gosh, so you have that in the back of your mind. You're showing up, you're like, no, and hopefully they let me shower every day.
Exactly. And in my mind is like, oh my God, I just crossed the world,
Yeah.
I need a shower, but do I have a pass, or it's going to be, I have to choose until today or Saturday? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, like an allotment, like a quote.
Can I shower even when I arrive? So anyway, everything worked out fine. I got on the train. It was really funny because also I was in São Paulo before, which is a very big city. And we have, trains, planes, and everything is a mess. It's very chaotic as a city, very loud as a city. And when I got into the train and I started seeing like cows, trees, one truck. I was like, okay, where am I going to live, actually?
Leaving Paris, you're like, whoa, I'm leaving the only city you don't know.
I'm going to live in the countryside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you thought.
Like, it's just that.
Too funny.
Which was kind of, because I lived in Blanquefort.
Okay.
Which is, I don't know, it's...
Which is not the Bordeaux city center whatsoever.
No.
It's a little out there. Yeah.
It's a little, it's like 45 minutes in train to go to the city center to Blanquefort. So, yeah. And it's so quiet. So my first night there, I arrived with the family. They were great. They are great, by the way. We still speak until today. I see the kids. We do video calls. They're amazing.
So
They're super sweet. I was very lucky. Like, it was great. But my first night, I arrived there, lay down, and silence. I was like, is it all right outside? Like, this is so quiet. I can't sleep. Like, it's too quiet for me. Like, where are all the planes? People screaming in the street. Like,
but this was like your first time outside of Sao Paulo?
No, actually, I grown up in a smaller city,
Okay.
but then I moved to another one that was bigger, and then
Okay.
another one that like, and
Bigger
then Sao
and bigger and
Paulo.
bigger.
So
Oh,
it's
okay.
like you lose kind of your reference of a
Yeah.
quiet place. Yeah, so it was very shocking to me.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. If you're used to that and then suddenly silence outside. Some people, need noise machines
Exactly.
to get through the
Yeah.
night because they need that
They
like
need
stimulation to drown out like white noise or whatever.
Exactly. So I learned to appreciate that, which is also great.
Yeah, that's
It's
also great.
I forgot about how silence could be so good, Like, it's great. Finally started doing some French lessons, but still it took me a while to start speaking because that's the thing also. I think especially as we grow up, we get scared of sounding dumb in another language, of saying something and it's not completely right. Yes, you're going to make mistakes, but you just have to accept that and move on.
100%.
And it's great because I feel that French people, they're very proud and of their culture and language, so they will correct you, which is great.
Yes.
That's how I learned, like so much faster.
Yeah, for sure. You also have to, what I learned is I had to accept not only that probably no matter what they were going to correct me,
Yeah.
but also I had to tell myself that I want to be corrected.
Yeah, 100.
You have to
100%.
remind yourself you want to be corrected,
Yes,
actually.
yes.
It's not because you're a failure. It's not because you're dumb. It's because this is how you improve. You want to be
Yeah,
corrected.
yeah.
And so I would tell people that too, so that there was no like weirdness. Because some
Exactly.
people aren't going to correct you. They don't want you. They know maybe how it feels to learn a language. And they're like, oh, I don't want to make you feel dumb by correcting you. So there's two teams, honestly.
Exactly.
And I remember just telling everybody, and I still do to this day, please correct me.
Yeah.
And that opens up a lot of
100%.
doors, honestly.
Of course. Yeah. Like, funny enough, I'm just going to jump here on time, but I ended up teaching in France.
Yeah.
And I teach in French. And I would say the first thing to my students is like, yes, I have an accent. Yes, correct me if I say something wrong or write something wrong. You're here to learn, but please help me improve too. That's the point.
That's great.
And I think
Good
it
for
just
you.
changes everything because you're not like putting yourself on that, don't touch my French or whatever. No, please do. Like, I need and I want to
There's no
learn.
hierarchy. It's just, hey, we're all just trying to communicate. That's the most important thing.
Exactly. I'm here to teach one thing specifically. You guys are more than welcome to help me with my French level.
Right. You're not there to teach French.
I'm not a French teacher.
Too funny.
Anyway, so then living here was great, actually. Bordeaux is a great city. You have the sea close by. You also have the mountains when it's cold, so you can ski if you're... I mean, I'm Brazilian, so of course I'm not...
Skiing.
Yeah, I'm not skiing. But I'm definitely at the beach when it's warm. And speaking of beach, as an au pair, I had a friend here from Brazil too. That's so crazy. We went to the same university in São Paulo. We weren't friends in university because I think he was 1 year behind me. So we just like knew we existed basically. And then when I arrived in France, I went for holidays for 10 days in Spain and Portugal. And when I was in Barcelona in a hostel, I saw this guy there.
Shut up. That's so funny.
And I was like, dude, what are you doing here?
What are the odds?
And he's like, yeah, so I'm an au pair. And I'm like, what? But I am an au pair too. And he said, yeah, I'm an au pair in Bordeaux.
Oh my God. How is that possible?
I mean, I'm Brazilian, so we were already hugging each other. We didn't say anything after that. We were
It's
just
like,
like,
this is
you know
my
what?
brother.
We need to be together. This is like...
It was meant to be.
Amazing. In Barcelona. So then we came back here and we were in the same class of French.
Oh my goodness. Truly, the world is so small. Like,
I don't know what to
you
say.
end up on the same like trajectory as someone else and you no idea.
Insane. And we, of course, became like best friends.
No.
We were sharing the same lifestyle, living in the same city, doing the same things, basically. So we got together. We were au pair at the time, very young. So, of course, we were broke.
Yeah.
$1,000.
$1,000. 1,000 Portuguese dollars in your socks?
thousand. No,
Or
US.
euros?
Yeah,
US dollars? Okay.
US dollars. But it was like to do the trip to Portugal, you know, the
Wow.
vacation, blah, blah, blah. Also part of it went to pay my French classes.
Right.
So I mean, in the end, what is there?
I mean, when I came to do my teaching program when I came here, they recommended a minimum of 2,000 US dollars to be here. You know, so 1,000 I can't even imagine.
Yeah. And I wanted to travel, you know, like
Exactly.
1,000 then travel.
Of course.
So, yeah. But so we were completely broke, but we were like, yeah, now it's summer. We need to go to the beach. Like, let's go. What are we doing in the city? So one Saturday, we woke up very early, literally went to the street outside of Bordeaux, you know, like the last train line of Bordeaux, the closest we could get to the highway, and started
Hitchhiking?
hitchhiking. I always forget this word.
Do you know how to say it in French?
Faire du stop?
Yeah,
Ah,
exactly.
Carona. So, whatever.
Faire du stop, which is so funny because literally translated, it means to do stop.
Yeah, just
To make someone stop.
exactly. Yeah, but
Oh, so you
hitchhiking for me
hitchhiked.
doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so we were out there, you know, just waiting, begging, please come on, someone. And of course, we're Brazilian, so in our heads, it's like we will never do that in Brazil. We're kind of scared that something bad would happen, or I don't know. But we were like, okay, we're on the same boat. Let's go to the beach. We're gonna have a good time. We're together. Let's go. And we had literally, like, combined, the both of us, we had 25 euros.
In cash
So-
on you?
Yeah, in cash.
Oh.
So we were there and just hoping that someone would stop and drop us there at the beach, and then we could find someone to bring us back, you know?
Yeah.
So this woman stops and she's smiling, so kind. And she spoke a little bit of English, but not that much. So we were kind of forced to, you know,
Use
put
those
our
classes.
French right there. So we just sit down. She started driving and she's like, oh, great. I'm going to visit my daughter. She's at the beach, so I can drop you guys there. No problem. We're like, oh my God, you're a lifesaver. How are you?
Merci,
what are you
madame.
doing? Merci. Merci beaucoup. And then we were talking. I don't even know how. At that point, it's like my vocabulary was very limited. Her vocabulary was very limited in English, but we were talking about the deepest things in life, you know, like the harder subjects. Like. And then, I don't know why, but we found out that she was born on the same day as I was born.
Oh my gosh.
Super funny. So we were like, okay, immediately became soulmates. Like, okay, we're born on the same day. So then finally she drove us to Arcachon. We stopped there and she was like, you know what, guys, let's have lunch.
Oh.
And we were like, yeah, great, but we have 25 euros in our pockets, you know,
Right.
like. And she chose this really fancy restaurant in front of the beach with like oysters and, you know,
Yeah.
the whole French
The whole thing.
thing. And she invited us for all of that.
What?
And then she drove us again to another beach, and she was basically like our guide, our tour guide, driving us everywhere.
God.
Finally, we met her daughter, laugh like the whole afternoon laughing. Then we left there. We went to another beach with her. Her daughter stayed with her friends, and we were with her. She drove us everywhere, talk about her life, how hard it was for her. She was in a very hard phase of her life. She just lost her whole house, so she was like, she would have to sleep in the same student apartment as her daughter for a while. Finally, she said that she was like, she was with a very like toxic relationship. Then finally she was not anymore. So my friend and I, we created a Tinder account for her.
Oh my God.
Took the pictures, carried the profile, and like trying to get the best sentences, you know, of the profile. It was really insane. Ended up like having dinner in Cap Ferret, and then she drove us back home, literally in the
so
front of our
funny.
door.
Oh my gosh. She drove you back to Bordeaux?
Yeah, to Blanc
Blanc Fort?
Yeah.
Oh, this I don't know if anyone understands how much of an angel, like everything you already said, this woman is an angel, but on top of that, she drove you all the way back home. She spent the whole day with you. This is
day.
the sweetest thing I've ever heard.
I think like we met her at 10:30 a.m. and she dropped us back like 9:30 p.m.
Oh my God, wow.
And then we had her number, so we would text, and just check, and we wanted to know if the Tinder account really worked.
That's so funny.
It was insane. Those kind of experiences just stayed in your head. And of course, later I told my mom about this, and she was like, because you start the story
insane.
And my mom is like, so dangerous.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
Hitchhiking?
Strangers.
Yeah.
And then you finish, and she's like, yeah, okay, what can I say,
Right.
Like, this is insane.
This could not have turned out any better. Like,
It's insanity.
Talk about like the most incredible day with this lovely stranger. Like, I mean, you go from, arriving in Bordeaux and, someone who works at the train station not even wanting to help you find your train. A little complicated, right? To, a woman literally stopping on the side of the road to drive you and then treat you to lunch and then be your friend and chauffeur for the day. And she has your birthday. Like what can you what can you ask
honestly for? It's just too much. I don't even like I work with cinema and video, and sometimes you see stories like this in fiction,
could have been a movie, yeah.
And you're like, whatever. And then you live stuff like this and you're like, what's going on?
I couldn't have even written this.
No. People would just say, please stop, write something
That's not
real.
Yeah, too funny. Do you still keep in touch with her?
No, not anymore.
Lost contact?
Yeah, I think, I don't know if I changed number or she changed number, and then, because it was like only text messages. So no, it just stayed, I think, this angel, which is so funny because now this friend of mine, the Brazilian, Mateus, he's back in Brazil, but just for vacation now. And every time we talk, we just say, remember that day.
Yeah.
Like it just stayed.
Oh,
insane.
What a story. Holy cow. Big thanks to Group Fen Expert, Southeast Florida's trusted experts in impact window and door installations. Family owned since 2001, they're dedicated to top quality products, expert service, and keeping homes safe. Thanks, guys.
But France was a great chapter, full of learning and mistakes, and then learning from it. Hopefully, and
I know you can kind of only hope that the mistakes you make, you learn from when it's something like this, because in the moment you're just dealing with it.
Exactly,
and then you only realize many years later, maybe sometimes, or
yeah, for sure, you need that distance of time and space sometimes just to realize how much you've grown or how much you still have to grow.
You're right. Yeah. Would you do it again? Would you hitchhike?
Oh my God, yes.
On the side of the highway, just outside Bordeaux.
Oh my God, I may even do it in Brazil when I go back.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know what the situation's like over there, but if your mom says no, maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know. Normally, I always think it's wise to listen to your mom. So. And by the way, my best friend always we're always sharing, even though we're distant, because that's also one thing that is very hard when you're far away. You're apart. You're away for so long. Like now, for me, it's been 9 years since I left Brazil.
Yeah.
But still, so important for me to talk to her. To thank God we have video calls and all of that.
Right,
now
yeah.
it changes everything. But still, it's so hard to be apart. That challenge, even for us.
It's something that never really goes away. This idea that you have your old home and your current home, and you want to be where you are, but you miss where you were and the people there.
Yes.
And I understand that intimately, as many of us do who've traveled or moved across the world. Not only us, but immigrants everywhere. When you leave and it's a choice, or even when you leave and it's not a choice, it's really, really tough
Yeah.
to think about what you've left behind, and also know that where you are is maybe better for you. And
It's
that's
so
really
hard
difficult.
to conciliate this both worlds, actually. Yeah, it's unfortunately it's part of the deal, right?
Yeah,
Like
it's
when you're living,
kind of what you
it's
sign up for.
exactly.
Yeah,
You have
definitely.
to live through the saudade, as we say in Portuguese, the fact of missing so much the
For
people that you
sure.
love. But yeah, then here was I was very happy about the decision I made, and then I started finally speaking French.
Yeah.
I had a boyfriend here too, so things started to be kind of like, oh, so this is a
Serious,
little bit of my
concrete.
life
Yeah.
actually here.
You're building something.
Yeah. So then I decided to do my master's here, to stay longer.
As one does.
Yeah.
You're not the first, and you won't be the last.
Yeah, thank God for masters. So I could stay longer, finish my master's here, and then eventually started teaching in a French school.
Right.
So I was teaching cinema for high school students,
So
and
cool.
for bachelor students, I was teaching, the practical side of video production and social media content.
So cool.
Yeah, it was great. I was really happy with that job too. The school was amazing. The kids they were just insanely good.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was scared in the beginning because French, everything is in French, and I never been a teacher. Oh my God, they're gonna like kill me. I don't know. Those kids today, they were amazing. It was super funny. I loved it. I loved it so much.
And I loved learning that about you too, because it's something that I'm currently doing, right? That I sort of went in with the same thing. Some of the students that I have, I teach podcasting, I teach radio and sound recording. And so having a podcast and also teaching it, I'm like, I know what I'm doing, but then I put myself in front, I'm a quote unquote expert in my field, but then you put me in front of a class of students. So half of them are musicians. They're sound engineer students.
It's crazy.
And I'm like, oh, whoa,
it's
hold
crazy.
On a second. They're
And
so talented.
You're constantly learning. Sometimes the kid would just grab the same camera that you've been using every day and do something in front, and you're like, oh, I didn't know I could do that.
Right. The access to information and stuff. At 18, some of my students are 18 years old. I never would have been able to do what they
It's
can
crazy.
already do and have been doing since they were 12, because they had a laptop and
Oh my God.
and a recording system and
YouTube,
stuff. And
keep on teaching people. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's true.
It's amazing.
100%.
So yeah, I was very, very happy with all of this situation. I started also because I was just doing the school for 20 hours a month.
Oh,
So then I was doing some freelance on the side. And that's how I found a freelance job, but they were in Thailand.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So
Right.
I was working for them here. Everything was in English, like the video production. So I was doing everything in English. I did this freelance for like 2 months. And then finally they asked me if I wanted to move to Thailand
Wow.
to do full-time job there with them.
Wow.
And so they were like, yeah, we're in Bangkok. And I remember in that meeting, I was like, as soon as they said that, I just opened another tab in Google Maps, and I was like, okay, let me just check where exactly Bangkok is. I was so out of the Asia world that for me already Europe was already the other
Side of the world
side
almost.
of the world. Like that's it. How
There's
much
even
further
farther.
do you want to go?
Yeah.
So then it was insane to think that wow, maybe that could be an interesting possibility. So then I said yes to that job.
Wow. What was the, that's insane. What's the decision-making process? You're like, oh, I'm going to move from France to Thailand.
Yeah, it's that's something that I often talk about with friends and my family, especially with my mom, is that I don't really have this very conscious decision-making process.
Okay.
I don't really go through every step of the way in theory before I do the practice.
Okay.
The practical side. So
You didn't necessarily weigh the pros and cons. You just did it.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny to say it like that because but it's 100% true.
Wow.
And for me, it was kind of like I was proud that I finally, can speak French and feel so integrated in the culture. And I felt really that I got, but then again, the funny thing about it is like after 7 years and a half living in France, I never felt French in anyhow.
Yeah.
But I also was having a hard time to feel as Brazilian as I was before, because I basically did my full adult life here.
Right.
So, but then you have this thing where you, like, we had a very critical political situation going on in Brazil, right? With Bolsonaro and Lula, and that election was going on, and I was here. And then I would talk to my friends about politics or whatever on seeing Instagram, and sometimes you feel that you have to kind of make a comment, even though sometimes I don't, because anyway, you can enter into this rabbit hole of you commenting one thing and I answering the other, and
you're not necessarily there in person, and you're trying to
so
discuss
it's very
things
tricky. And the thing that I would hear the most is like, for you it's easy to say you don't live here anymore, so you kind of don't have a voice anymore in the politics here. And it's like, right, but I don't have a voice neither in the French politics, so am I apolitical now, or
right? And how can you be nothing and something at the same time?
Exactly. So actually, I'm too Brazilian for the French, but I'm too French for the Brazilian, and I'm living in this limbo.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, that's a really weird place to be, especially if that was something that was important to you while you were over there, as it should be, and you want to keep yourself informed of what's going on in your home country. You don't necessarily feel like you should have to lose your voice just because you're somewhere else, but while you're here in France, you're also not necessarily able to
be as active, let's say, as you might want. No, for sure. It was always something that stayed in my head.
Wow.
And you feel this division even more, because now it's not only the family you're leaving behind, it's also your, I don't know, political thoughts and your positions in both of these worlds.
Like your power to believe and share what you believe. Because here I find myself having to defend the United States sometimes, and there's lots of things that I disagree with, especially what's going on over there right now. But people will make very general statements about the United States, and they've never even been there. And in particular, what I tend to defend is like the people of the United States are people. We might have a horrible government, and we have had a really horrible system of governance since the beginning, what with capitalism and whatnot. But the people are still human beings,
of course,
and who deserve safety and care and attention and prosperity and all those things. And so when people just make blanket statements about Americans, even if I disagree with 99.9% of things that are happening, I can also defend Americans, right, as human beings. And for the record, Americans includes North and South America. So, like if we're gonna go there, it's
a great
true,
reminder,
right? So that's the thing, is it's so interesting because I want to know a lot about French politics as much as I know about American politics and what's going on in the world, but I don't necessarily, as you understand as well, like always feel like I can have a voice because I'm not from here, but then I find myself
legitimate in what I'm saying.
Absolutely. So I totally get it.
It's hard. So I was already feeling on that way, like even after all those years and with the language and being really established here finally, you know. But then this possibility arrived, and in my head I was just like, okay, I don't know if I'm ever gonna go to Asia in my life.
Right.
I mean, I could go for a vacation, but do I want to discover what it would be like to live
there
in Thailand?
Wow.
And it's insane, but I couldn't pass over it.
Yeah.
It just became something to me that I said, you know what? I may go and regret, but if I never go,
you'll regret that too.
This thing will stay in my head. So then again, it just comes back to the same thing as we were talking before we started recording, the choices that we make. So every time I just lay down and I think, okay, what am I ready to lose?
Right.
That's it. Okay, so I have to go.
Yeah. And you were willing to lose this place that you'd made in France for this amazing new opportunity on the other side of the world.
The other side of the world.
Exactly.
And it was kind of the decision that I made it like that, also because it was a job with something that I really love.
Of course.
And I had struggled a lot in France to find it. So I was never quite in the professional place that I wanted to be in France.
I get that, yeah.
So because, there was always some reason in the beginning is because I don't speak French. So then I couldn't find a job in the exact thing that I wanted. And then it was because I didn't study in the right school. And then it was because I didn't know the right people. And finally, I was just kind of giving up or feeling that the forces of me were like, okay, you know what, this is never going to happen. And of course, I know that part of it, it's on me too, because I think I just, we tend to be too hard on ourselves.
We were talking about this as well. Like
exactly.
The self-sabotage, like, well, I'm not good enough, so I'm not even going to apply.
Exactly. Like, I'm not checking all the boxes. Why even try? So then I was just like, you know what? I think I deserve to prove to myself that professionally I'm able to do this.
Hell yeah.
So I just went. Yeah.
Wow. Insane. So you just picked it all up and went again. Now to Bangkok. Holy cow. And what was, again, you talked about the culture shock in some ways coming from Brazil to France. So what was that like, going from France to Bangkok to Thailand?
It was insane, honestly, because again, when I took this decision, I went to Bangkok for the first time to stay 2 months to do a kind of like a test drive. Before, I said, okay, let's be crazy, but let's not be so
too crazy.
Let's just do a test drive and see how you really feel. What is this about? I didn't even met in person the people that were hiring me. It was just something remote that I've seen in video. Who knows? Also, by the way, please, people, be careful. But sometimes there are a lot of scams going on in Asia.
True. Yeah. Well,
especially
truly,
Myanmar
anywhere,
and some countries right now. We have some weird stuff going on. So of course,
you got to be careful with
double check.
Accepting online jobs and things like that. Actually,
search about the company, people that work with them, like check references.
Definitely, you're so right. I was gonna say this isn't necessarily a do as I do.
No, not at all. No. And again, for the sake of the story, of course, I'm just saying, and I go. But of course, I thought about it. I've searched. I had also my own questions anyway. But
you felt comfortable enough.
Exactly.
Right? Losing what you were losing to gain what you eventually gained. Yeah, for sure.
But of course, there was a lot of research behind it before arriving there. But then, so I arrived and I immediately felt good in Bangkok.
Yeah, wow.
It was insane. I think Bangkok is the best city that I've ever lived.
Wow.
In my life. It is amazing. First of all, of course, I'm Brazilian. I love summer. Warm. It is always warm.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what you do. Thai people are insanely kind.
Wow.
Good. I mean, I felt directly at home. And Bangkok is this huge city, but it's so green.
Yeah. Okay.
Everywhere you look, it's like they put these little flowers and plants everywhere. Wow. It's like the attention to little details. And you see trucks in the morning from the government going and like watering the plants on the street. And it's just like, come on, like this is insane. It was, I fell in love immediately with that place. I stayed in the beginning in a Airbnb. It was in this neighborhood that was like, it was in the city center, but somehow you turn into a street and it's quiet, You feel like you're outside a little bit. It was great. It was in front of a temple. And it was amazing. I felt at home right away in that place. It was
yeah.
insane. And then actually like slowly hit me that I was now 10 hours 10 hours different from Brazil.
Yeah. Wow.
So it was, yeah, that
Even
part was
harder.
terrible because I didn't calculate it. Like I was like, yeah, but from France it's like 14 hours flight. Yeah, but from Brazil it's 34.
Oy. Yeah.
So
Even
I
harder to go
forgot
home.
about
Yeah.
that part. But it was insane. My parents came to visit after right
wow.
away. Yeah, they arrived in
That's so
December.
cool.
My mom spent like 3 months with me
Wow.
there. It was insane. I can't believe they did that trip, by the way. They are warriors. They arrived and I was like, okay, they need to sit down, sleep. No, where's the coffee place? I'm like, okay. These people are on another level of traveling. You know? Like,
Wow, good for them. Good for your parents, for sure.
yeah, it was amazing. But definitely one thing that I have to say is the safety. I never felt as safe in my life.
Wow, so safe in Bangkok and Thailand in general.
So safe. Bangkok was insane because again, in Sao Paulo, unfortunately, we have so many cases of robberies and violence in the street. We're so afraid, especially also as women. So where we go, we're always like, okay, what time am I coming back? How am I going there? What am I dressing? All those things are just popping into your mind constantly.
Yeah.
And I think I didn't realize how much energy I put into that until I arrived in Bangkok. And I didn't have to think about it at all.
Wow. Yeah, for sure. Wow.
So it just takes away this huge energy and this useless, in the end of the day, thoughts that you have to have because you're afraid that something very bad may happen to you.
Yeah, because you can't necessarily trust that the people around you are going to act in your best interest or they're not going to hurt you.
Exactly.
And when you go from, wow, I can't even imagine, because I don't know if I've ever been in a big city where I felt 100% safe. Like Bordeaux, I feel like is very safe. I am careful, but I'm also not like super concerned if I go down a dark alley. Like like it'll
we'll
likely
avoid
be
naturally,
fine.
of course,
but if I
we're
have
a
to,
woman, but
yeah, right. Like I still have good instincts. I'm not going to put myself in danger either. But to not even have to think about that
It's
anymore,
insane.
I don't even know what that feels like.
It's insane.
Wow.
I felt this kind of liberty that I haven't felt ever in my life. And then again, because going there alone, one more time, you arrive and you're like, okay, I know nobody here. I don't have anybody
Completely
here.
alone. Wow. Yeah.
And again, funny enough, because this world is just too small, I was on Instagram, like, okay, what am I doing here? Where can I go? Blah, blah, blah. And then I see a Brazilian friend that was living in my hometown when I was born, very small city in the state of São Paulo. We met there. I was 14, she was 15. And the last time we saw each other, I think we were 17 or 18. And then we never saw each other again. I discovered she was living in Pattaya.
Okay.
Which is 2 hours by car from Bangkok.
Oh, wow. What?
And at that point, I was just like, I'm not choosing my friends anymore. I just have to open the Google Maps and see where people are.
They're just coming to you. Like they're just there. Your friends are everywhere.
But then again, as a Brazilian, if I open this door or this window that you have here right now, and if I scream, "Oh, meu filho!" or "Alô, alô, Brasil," I'm sure some heads will pop out here.
Oh my gosh.
So again,
Brazilians are everywhere. There's
everywhere.
Lucas, who was on the podcast a few episodes ago.
We are everywhere. This is amazing also. So I think that, as a Brazilian, you kind of feel that you have this safety net.
Definitely.
Still. Anyway, so I discovered she was living there. We reapproached. It was amazing because, again, the person that I lost contact 100%
was
and
just
now,
suddenly 2 hours away on the other side.
It's insane.
Other side
and
of the
then
world.
of course she came to visit me, I came to visit her. We were traveling together. We're gonna see each other in Brazil in 2 weeks. It's just now she was like in connection with my mom right now, so they're talking during their lives. It's just
Oh,
It's insane. It's so
that's
nice.
so special.
It's so nice. So again, I feel that it's very powerful, this thing of trusting your instincts and trying to cultivate those people around you, because it changes everything. The place is not as important as the people that you have around you.
Sure. And how long did you end up staying in Bangkok? That 2 months went well, I assume.
Yeah, that 2 months went well, and I was like, okay, this is it. I have to go back and do the move, you know. And then I came back to France, stayed here for 2 weeks, 15 days, yeah, 2 weeks, and then came back to Bangkok for real, found an apartment there. And again, when I was leaving France, I was like, I can't believe I learned French, and now I'm never going to use French anymore in my life.
Oh, no, yeah.
Of course, I heard so much like French
Oh, really?
in Bangkok.
Oh,
There's
too
so
funny.
many Frenches
Oh, my
in the
gosh.
streets.
Oh,
It
what
was
are the
insane.
odds?
People working there, living there.
Yeah.
So in the end, I met some French. I made some French friends there too.
Like, what?
It's crazy. Again, I'm very conscious about the privileges that we have to be able to travel like this, and again, I said Thailand, I felt very safe. But then when I was talking to some Asian women, Japanese women, they were telling me that they didn't feel safe at all in Thailand. So
okay.
again, it's from my perspective, and you know, so it can be very different depending on who you are.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Even some Thai friends too will tell me terrible stories about like foreigner guys being kind of violent and very pushy.
Okay.
So, you know, it just changes your perspective also.
Absolutely. That's something always to remember, is that your experience, and part of why I do the podcast, right, is to show that you can have one experience in one place.
Yeah.
Someone else could have a completely different experience in that same place.
It's so true.
And it could be positive, it could be negative, it could be anything in between, but it's important to understand that we don't experience the same things the same way.
No, not at all.
We can learn from other people's experiences.
Yeah, for sure. I was learning a lot in that sense, and again, you end up learning so much about yourself, because like for me personally, I felt that, you know, it was this great thing of feeling safe all the time, but also I felt really invisible. I don't know how to explain, but it was kind of like, you know, especially like I was single. So I was like, oh my God, like, let's remember what it is to be single. Like, it's been so long. And I was recently turning 30.
Okay.
Which, you know, like sometimes for a woman is always like, oh my God, I'm turning 30. What's going to happen to me? You
I know. I just turned 30.
So you see.
I know.
But then you're in this new country trying to recreate this image of yourself throughout other people's eyes. And then I was kind of feeling invisible in a way, you know, which was kind of weird to me. And then I even shared that with my mom. I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I've been feeling so invisible. Nobody looks at me.
Oh.
And my mom, so funny, she just replied, you know, that's what it feels to be an old woman.
No.
Which was like, okay.
Knife to the heart.
Punch me in the face.
Yeah.
And it's true, because we don't talk about that, you know,
Yeah.
as women especially, like how you are perceived in the world. And when she started telling me that even in Sao Paulo, in her own city, she was feeling more and more invisible just because she's getting older. So then you go through this kind of existential questions often.
And you rediscover yourself at the same time.
For sure. And especially there, because I was spending so much time alone in the end. You know, so when and even in my work, because it's a very solitary work too. Even though like sometimes I'm in the studio with people, I'm just behind a screen and I'm not really interacting with people
And
directly.
you're editing and doing things like that.
Yeah.
Solo.
Exactly. And then in Bangkok, often I will be like working from my apartment. So I will be, I don't know, 4 days at home. And then I would just go out in the street and be like, oh my God, people.
Oh, right. I'm in Thailand.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I'm in Bangkok.
The sun is shining and what am I doing? You know what I mean? But it's crazy how you, this time alone I mean, for me personally, it was great because I really felt that I needed to understand more about what I really wanted to do or where I wanted to be. But it can be also very isolating, especially there. Like, well, I don't speak Thai, unfortunately.
Right.
It's very hard. So it's hard to find your friends and understand really being part of the culture. For me, it was very different as it was in France. Because in France, I had I already, knew something about the culture before I arrived. And it was closer, let's say, to my culture in Brazil. And in Thailand was completely different. So I didn't really felt that I could stay there for a long time.
Okay.
Let's say. Like, let's just, you know what, that's it. I have this clique. Let me build my life here. I really didn't feel that. I thought it was a good place for me to see something else, take some time, work. But then I never felt it was gonna be
home necessarily. Yeah.
No.
But what's beautiful about that is it's still one of your favorite places.
It is, yeah.
And that is so interesting to me because just because you go somewhere doesn't mean it has to be somewhere that perfectly corresponds with you.
No.
And in fact, you should look for places that don't to teach you things and to appreciate it. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, I visited here, I want to move here.
Exactly.
That's also called, for some people, I mean, Brazil was colonized by the Portuguese, but I was going to say, in some cases, that's called colonization.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
You can just leave it the way it is.
Right? So funny, like you say that, because also with people that I met there, I felt that they were doing their business there because of, economically it was very interesting for them, but they weren't really trying to connect with the culture. And for me, it was just kind of a way of using a country in a way. I mean, I'm sorry, Thailand is beautiful. Yeah. It's not expensive if you come from, how do you say that? A stronger...
like a more economically strong country.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So for me, especially coming from Brazil, I had this hard time of thinking, like, looking at myself, I mean, like, so I'm pretty much taking, a lot of adventures here, like I'm comfortable. Like I would talk to some Thai people and they would have like, wow, so much less money. Because also one thing about Thailand is that the inequality is very strong. So you have really poor people and really rich people.
Okay.
So that's very violent also in a society.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's not because just it's safe that you don't see that. You see that. And it's a form of aggression in a way.
Absolutely.
So for me, it was funny. I felt that place was really insanely amazing. But I didn't feel that I was being true to the culture. Staying there for long. And at the same time, I have a friend from Switzerland that lives there. She loves that place. She's learning Thai. She loves the culture. She does everything to integrate. She has Thai friends. I mean, she's really being part of this in a way that I just didn't identify myself at that level to do.
Yeah. But that's so respectful in both senses. Your friend who's over there, who's really immersing herself in the culture and who wants to stay and learn the language and all of those things, that's super important. Just as important as going somewhere, appreciating it, and realizing when it's time to go. Yeah. Because if you didn't see that as your home, it doesn't have to be. Just because you loved and appreciated it, you decided, okay, at one point, you'd gotten what you wanted to out of it. You gave maybe as much as you could give. And at some point, you realized, I've taken advantage enough. I have nothing else to take. I don't want to take any more. Yeah. And you leave, and that's super respectful. I think.
Yeah, no, it's I feel that way, honestly, and I also think that, like, I don't know, for me personally, it was like, you know what, this is always warm, it's not very expensive, this is too good, I can't live here, there's like, no, it's like having ice cream every day, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, what are you doing? Like, get it together, So funny. Of course I had to go back to the cold.
Yeah, it's so funny. Oh my goodness. With
another language that I cannot speak because I love pain.
Like, this is actually
Thailand, too delicious.
Too good to be true. I have to take myself out of this. That's too funny. Oh my God. Not everyone is as strong as you are. You know what? The weather is too nice. I'm too happy.
No.
I'm going to go.
No, this is too much. We have to have these good memories to think about and be like, remember Thailand.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah. But we've mentioned before, you and I spoke about this before we started recording, and also I spoke about this with Lucas, like Thailand had never been colonized.
No.
Right? And so this is you continuing that tradition of not colonizing Thailand.
Of course. and otherwise I cannot make the joke that I do to my Portuguese friends that every time they open the door for me, I'm like, here are the colonizers. If I do the same, where's my joke?
You can't become your worst nightmare, right?
No, I have to keep on saying that. And remind it. I have a friend here in Bordeaux, Maria, she's from Portugal. And she hates when I do that, but I have to. It's like a sport, like I'm constantly going to remember you about the story. You weren't even there. You don't agree with any of this. No, but you are from Portugal.
What can you say?
Here it is. Here are the recipes.
Literally, here are the receipts. Yeah, that's what it is. It's like that's why moving to France, to unfortunately another currently colonizing country. I mean, I'd rather do that than go and impose myself necessarily on another culture that I don't feel connected to, or that I don't feel like I can truly immerse myself in. And that is out of respect. Like, we also have to learn in the way that we travel and the way that we move around the world, and where we choose to immigrate to, if we do have the choice to immigrate, because that is different. Exactly. Obviously, things are nuanced. If you have the choice, you can really immerse yourself in another culture and do it respectfully. But if you can't, that's okay too. Yeah. You don't have to force anything. Yeah. You don't have to, try to make it your own either. No. Some places aren't for you.
Exactly.
And that is okay.
Exactly. Some places are perfect, but they're not for me.
and that's so special that Thailand was this moment for you.
It was.
And you had such a magical time there, it sounds like.
I had. It was amazing, honestly. And also I love to go out. I love big cities. I love, the movement of it, the opening the door and having no idea what you're going to find outside or which kind of people you're going to see. I love this. And it was bringing all of this also for me. It was very, very interesting. But then again, I found myself really questioning if those things that I thought I wanted for so long, I really did wanted it, or it was just because maybe my family told me that I should want it, or my friends told me also based on the information that I gave to them that I wanted to, but maybe I changed my mind. On the way we can discover so many new things and then just redo the plan if you can. But then again, just to say that, to be very honest, I think, like, I know so many people that lived in the same city their whole lives, and they're constantly changing so much and growing so much. So it's not just because I changed continent that it's like, wow, this Pokemon is
evolved. Yeah. No, but you're absolutely right. There's nothing wrong with also not seeing the whole world. There's nothing wrong with staying in one place and growing up and appreciating where you're from and staying there and growing and evolving in one place. Yeah. That has to absolutely be said. And so I'm glad you said it.
Exactly.
Good for you.
I know. And also as a Brazilian, I feel that we, like, growing up, we always had this idea of Brazil where we don't really appreciate our culture. So we always grow up with this idea of like, the US is better, or anything that comes from elsewhere is better than what we have, because, we're kind of this new country. And we don't learn so much about our own culture. Even in school, we're like, Brazil history, who cares? World history, wars, bombs. Like, we felt that nothing was really going on in Brazil. Where is the big story? Where is the oh my gosh. So I think we learn to appreciate it nowadays much more. I think Brazilian culture, now is kind of trending for some reason, but Brazilian culture has been turning a lot, and especially with I mean, me personally, I'm interested in that and the cinema side. So we see a lot of good movies on Oscars, like Brazilian movies going out now. And it's so, at the same time that we are so proud of being Brazilians, we always had this kind of like shame because we never were taught to be like proud of who we are. So it's interesting to see that also, depending on where you come from, to see this national identity and then this individual identity and then the identity in the country that you're living in now. So those combine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
wow, it's so deep. Like it's truly not on the surface. It's just not a true representation of how complicated it can be to be very proud of where you come from and simultaneously not want to live there, or vice versa.
exactly.
And, you know,
exactly. And yeah, no, luckily enough, I have good people around me always telling that, when I go back to Brazil, I never really feel as a foreigner. But some people can just see it that way of like, yeah, so what are you talking about? You left.
Yeah.
But
That's definitely tricky.
So who am
to
I?
navigate? Yeah, exactly. Who are you? Oh,
Exactly.
that's tough.
Yeah, so you're constantly having to check in with yourself. And this is essential, actually, because, again, if you go and you have no people around you, it's, for me, I compare to the feeling when you go to the cinema and you watch this good movie and you love the character. And when you stand up and go out of the room, you want to be the character. You kind of feel like the character. For the next, 20 minutes, you try to act like this character, so you're acting like it.
Yeah.
But then you forget about it and you go back to being who you are. So when you arrive in a new country, you have no reference, No
Yeah.
people looking at you saying like, I know who you are.
Right.
So you kind of feel that you can be this other character, and you even tell yourself that you can be. But then you forgot about it, and you go back to the same habit. So just to say that sometimes it doesn't matter really where you are, but as long as you're okay with you, that is the most important thing. Because
Absolutely.
otherwise
Absolutely.
it's just gonna come back to who you are.
Exactly.
In a sense,
Yeah.
So finally, I met someone in Bangkok, and was not expecting that at all. He's now my boyfriend, and we decided to be together, but he doesn't live in Thailand, so I had to move also to be with him because we thought about it, who's gonna do the move,
Yeah.
in the end. And then once again I said, well, let's try a new chapter, let's try a new place.
Yeah.
So then now I decided to move to Germany.
Oh my god. Oh, we're coming back to Europe.
Which is still happening. So it's not even a thing,
my gosh.
Again, I need visas. I need, it's not like I could choose and just yeah, let's go. So it's something that is still happening in a way.
In
It's
the
a long
works.
process, as you know.
Yes, we know. Yeah, for sure. But so he's German, and you met in Thailand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We met in Thailand through Bumble.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we had a date and he told me he was from Germany. He was there to train Muay Thai because I don't know if you know, but Thailand is very known for Muay Thai. By the way, great thing to do. They have these stadiums, they have great fighters. It's insane, crazy, amazing sport. And they're very proud of it too.
Yeah,
it's
and they should be.
Beautiful
That's
to
cool.
see. So we met there. He was training. He stayed 3 weeks, went back to Germany, stayed just long distance talking. He came back again 2 months after. He stayed for 3 weeks. Then he came back a last time, stayed for almost a month. And then we finally, decided to try this new thing together.
It's amazing. Oh my gosh. And so this is why you're in Bordeaux, right? This is part of your transition from leaving Thailand. And I believe you said you're going to go back to Brazil.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Want to go back. It's been now 3 years that I haven't been there.
Wow.
Yeah, so I just need to go back, see my family, really understand everything, and and yeah, make it work, because again, it's a lot of work.
And you have to learn German.
That's a amazing detail, by the way. I'm calling it a detail at this point, but yeah, I have to learn German. It is insane too. We were just talking about it with my boyfriend now, because he told me, like, for him it's the first time that he's in a relationship with someone that doesn't speak his mother tongue. And he was really questioning himself and our relationship, in the sense of, like, are we sure that we are understanding each other? Because we are, like, neither of us are speaking our mother tongue right now, and we are building these things. So, like, in a way, our relationship was very intense, very fast, and this is in another language for us. And it's crazy, because sometimes we're even, for us, we don't have this minute of rest when, some people, they go home and they're like, finally, I can speak Portuguese and clear my head and whatever. Like, we don't have that.
Yeah.
We're like constantly working our words to get to the point that we want to get.
Wow, yeah.
And it's like this gymnastic all the time.
Yeah.
So it's another dynamic, I would say.
It's a challenge unique to your relationship and unique to relationships between people who, again, like you said, don't speak the same mother tongue. Yes. So your native languages, or your, languages you learned first and that you think predominantly in, and that you know how to communicate the best in, are not the same.
So subtle. Yeah, I often say to my friend, like, when I arrived here in France, in the beginning I started learning, speaking some French, and I would be like, I am hilarious in Portuguese. If you would know, honestly, I'm super funny in Portuguese. You have no idea. And it's true, because it's so hard to translate that. The time and the humor and so this
it's
is
really tough.
Another job, full-time job, actually.
Just to choose your words. Yeah, and to communicate with someone that you love, presumably. You're willing to travel again across the world for, to build a life in another new country.
Exactly.
That's really difficult.
Exactly.
And I remember, for the record, transitioning from being able to, just speak French to be able to make jokes in French and rediscovering my personality in a second language was a huge milestone, because I felt so unable to crack jokes and the ways that I would want to in English.
It's so frustrating.
And they wouldn't land, and it gets so frustrating, but the moment that you cross that bridge is really the best
you're really
feeling.
Speaking the language, honestly. If you can make someone laugh in their language and it's not your mother tongue, like, you can speak. This is the hardest.
Yeah. And, you guys found each other speaking not your first, or maybe not even your second languages. So that's really special.
It's insane. But also, he has this really, he's very, very sweet. He's learning also Portuguese. So we are also, like, having some dialogues in Portuguese and sometimes amazing. German. So we are doing the effort,
Good. That's really, really important.
Parts are doing it, which is crazy to find someone that would also be up to, this challenge that it is, because, as you know, we have, it's so unpredictable, things with the visas and the timing and everything. Most of the time doesn't all work when we want, how we want, so we really have to be patient on that. Also transitioning from jobs and doing all of those stuff, so you really have to be, I'm trying to be very conscious about it and not being anxious all the time, and really accepting, like, okay, you remember, you've done this one thing at a time. At this point, I'm just honestly happy with all of this.
Yeah, it's part of the ride.
Exactly. And again, so I feel so lucky, and I appreciate so much the people that are in my life. My friends are amazing. They are amazing. Yeah. Really. It just feels like we're home right away. When I arrived in Bordeaux, like 4 days ago, I saw them, and it was just like I saw them yesterday. I was having coffee at their place. Like, another normal day. This is crazy.
And that's really important too.
It's just priceless.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm so excited for you in this new chapter on this next book you're writing, basically. I love that. I love that so much.
Yes.
And it's never going to be easy. And I just just was reminded on something I saw online that was like, life is literally only the journey.
Yeah.
There is no destination.
No.
There is no like, okay, I can live now because I figured everything out.
No.
It's not because it's for some end goal where, one day we're all going to be happy and perfect.
It's so true.
It's never going to happen.
And personally, I think that like I had this thing in me that I always felt very ambitious in my life.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized that my type of ambitious is not really connected to material things as much as it is to people around me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I really feel rich and fulfilled. It is so true. Like it took me so long to understand that kind of ambitious, and now that I know it, I just can calm myself down so much easier.
Yeah.
Because that's what makes sense to me, and I can't lie to myself at that point. Like this is important to me, and that's how you know, like that's why sometimes you put yourself in some crazy situations. But also, if I cannot have this story to tell my friends, I mean, I'm so happy when I go back to Brazil and I tell my friends, you know what? I was in Malaysia and I got my Thai visa.
Oh my gosh, wait.
So just to say that for me is like, I'm winning. You know, like I'm bringing you quality content every week. I mean,
main character energy. Main character energy. Stop. That's so funny.
it is
like
true.
where would we be if not for my stories? Oh my gosh, that's so
It's
funny.
a telenovela. It's a novela, you know, I'm from Brazil. We love to follow
your story
we need
is
to bring it.
Something. Your whole journey is really something to tell. And sometimes I feel that way too. I just recently went to a wedding and I had ran into some people from high school that I hadn't seen in literally 12 years. And, you know, their jaws were on the floor, discovering sort of my parcours, my history, this whole timeline of events from the moment we graduated to 12 years later, how I ended up being a TV reporter and then moving to France and doing this, doing that, teaching.
Exactly.
And I've been all over Europe and traveling.
Exactly.
And they've only maybe seen highlights from Instagram and stuff. And I had to explain, you know, none of it's been easy, but it has been kind of glamorous, I will say, you know, and it's fun being on that side of things. It is fun, like feeling like the main character a little bit. Kind of reminds you that it's all worth it too.
Yes.
You know, that these transitions that are tough and you don't know what's going to happen next and all these things. There's all of that exciting stuff that happens in between. And in these choices you get to make that ultimately lead you to feel like, hey, you know, I did that.
Yeah. And it's like most of the time we try to make the things that we do don't sound so crazy or interesting. But in the end of the day, I think we need to be proud of what we've done. Just like to add one last thing about that is that I heard like when I was in Thailand and I decided to go to Germany, so like to join my boyfriend, I heard from someone because I was giving up this, you know, because I was giving up like this career opportunity, let's say, just because I was joining my boyfriend.
Oh, like for a man, air quotes.
So it was something like, so I thought you had it on you, you know. And it, for me, just made me think again of how much we are playing roles sometimes in society. Like it's impossible for a woman not to have a label. And when you go from one point to another, people tend to already try to put you in another box again because they need definition so they don't get lost in their own ideas. But actually, we are moving. We are changing. And I'm so proud of doing this. I'm not contradicting myself at all. I'm just following who I want to be now.
Absolutely.
You know, and that doesn't mean that I'm just like, you know, while you're giving up this for a guy or you're giving, because when I left France, I was told that I was also giving up like great
opportunities here,
romance and opportunity here for a job. And for in my head, this was like, oh my God, we are again labeling stuff that we shouldn't be labeling.
Yeah, like you shouldn't be giving up a career for a relationship, but you shouldn't give up a relationship for a career. So what are truly the expectations? All of them should just go out the window.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So basically all those advices for me sounded like, you know what? Do less of a movement and just stay in the thing that you are already doing.
Right.
Which is great if you want, but I love change.
Absolutely.
I can't.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's truly been incredible hearing this journey that you have been on. I sound like I'm on The Bachelorette, because on The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, I heard that they're only ever allowed to say this journey we're on, because they can't talk about the fact that they're on TV.
Oh my God.
It's so funny.
Really?
I don't know if you've ever noticed.
No.
On those kinds of reality TV shows, they always say, oh yeah, like I'm really excited for this journey. And that, anyway.
I thought it was just a coincidence that they were talking like
No,
that.
but it kind of sounds like how we're talking right now. But it is true. Like, this is life. And you've lived an incredible one already so far, and you're on this next adventure, and that's so exciting. And I'm really, really looking forward to hearing about it.
Thank you. That is great. It was so good talking to you,
yeah,
honestly. You make it
absolutely.
so easy.
Oh, thank you.
Insane.
Thank
it's
you.
really good.
Well, before we go, I'd love to know, and maybe our listeners would too. You kind of teased at it a little bit ago. What's this whole no contact story? Are you going to share your no contact story? And if you are, could you remind us what it was?
I mean, I can only share what I know, you know,
Right.
which is not
As you wish.
much.
As you wish, as much as you're willing to share.
So again, you know, visas are not easy at all.
Right.
So going to Thailand, I didn't really know how this visa thing was going to be. And then, you know, life finds a way, as they say in Jurassic Park. And it did, kind of, because I was just, you know, basically sent to Malaysia with my passport on my pocket and a few documents. And I arrived in this hotel and I'm like, oh my God, I'm in Malaysia, girl. Like, I never thought I was going to
Go to Malaysia,
you know?
Okay.
And this random guy that I've never seen in my life come to the hotel, check my documents and say, okay, all good in here. So give me your passport and tomorrow I'll come back. Like,
Okay.
first of all, that's when you, like, I think after you start walking, your parents, the second thing they tell you
don't
is like,
trust strangers.
never give your passport to anyone. You know? So this like thing just came back to my head and I'm like, should I? You know?
Yeah, and this is to get your visa so you can stay and work in Thailand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was faster to do the process outside of Thailand. I mean, don't ask me. It
Why?
changes every day. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
We may never know why.
We may never know. So then it happened. He left. I was so lost.
No, your passport is your
Like,
baby. You might as well have given away your baby.
Like, I don't even know. Like, I opened Google Maps and I was like zooming out and seeing like where my family lived, you know, in the planet. And I was just realizing that I was out there without a passport.
And you're in another country now, and no passport. You can't get back to Thailand.
No.
Oh my God.
You know? And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to have a coffee. I need a coffee or whatever. So I stood up, went to the hotel and I was like, yeah, I'm going to have the coffee, whatever. I tried to pay. I was so nervous that I blocked my card.
What?
And then I went upstairs and got the second card. I blocked the second card. Girl, I was sweating.
Yeah. You had to wait 24 hours at least. Oh my God, what are you going to do?
And then I was basically no money in Malaysia without a passport.
Oh my God.
I was in a state of mind
Like panic.
that I never thought I would be in my life.
Did you instantly regretted your choice?
I was, at that point, I was just like, let's just try to survive and then I'll do the...
Hopefully he shows up tomorrow.
Then I'll come up with a lesson to myself. But let's just survive now, you know, let's just stop those thoughts. And then I found a way of like my parents sending me money through another thing, and I could luckily pay because I didn't have the cash neither. You know, it's not the same money that they have in Thailand, so it's not baht, it's the Malaysian whatever. So then the guy came back the next day with the passport with the visa on it, and I came back to Thailand. I was never so happy in my life when I came back. I was just like, I don't know what happened, but it worked somehow. And
it's all legit to your knowledge.
It's just that cannot be good. But honestly, it is what it is, you know.
Yeah. To your knowledge, that was all legit.
This is insane. And then I was already cracking jokes because I was with my friends. You know what? It took me 5 days to get a visa. And in France, it took me 3 years.
Yeah, exactly. Less than 24 hours for you. Oh my God. Hey, you know what's important is it worked.
It worked.
You lived there and you're gone now.
This is insane. Yeah.
That
but then again, do
crazy.
your research, girls. Do your homework.
Oh my God. And that's where it cuts off. So that's all the details we'll get for this no context story. And frankly, it seems Renata may never get any more context herself. So like we said earlier, this is more of a do as I say, not as I do kind of situation. Despite all odds and many technical difficulties, I'm just so glad that we could make this episode happen. And the best part is, there's been some developments since we last recorded. So in this alternative ending, Renata has some exciting news to share. Here it is.
Well, now I am back to Brazil. I'm getting married. And I'm moving to Germany, which is totally crazy, unexpected. But, well, I just gave up, you know. I gave up on this idea of making longer plans or just accepting basically the fact that this is the beauty of life. Like how unpredictable it can be, actually.
I'm just so happy for you too. Thank you so much, Renata, for sharing that with us and for that great lesson right at the end. Sometimes it is best to just throw away life's roadmap and see where the wind takes you, right? Anyway, as always, if you haven't already, don't forget to follow travellikeyou.pod on Instagram and TikTok. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that jazz so this podcast can reach more people. And if you have any questions or want to be featured, send me an email at travellikeyouPod@gmail.com. Until next time, thanks for listening. Bye.